what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla, also known as Thrifty Mom of Two here on YouTube and over on my Instagram channel. If you'd like to follow me over on my Instagram channel, I will link it down below. I would love to have you over there. Definitely pop on over and say hi. So today's video is going to be all about tips and tricks for styling a 3-tiered tray, just like this one here. So I'm going to show you how I styled this one and give you my top 5 tips for styling your own. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that this is a little bit of a different style video than I typically post on this channel. I do post a lot of reseller related content, a lot of thrift hauls, a lot of what sold videos, but you guys also know that I love thrifting for home decor items, not only to keep for myself, but to also list in my online stores. So a lot of the items on this tiered tray today are from the thrift store. I will tell you where I got each and every single one of these items, but you don't have to thrift for your items when you're looking for items to put on your tiered tray, but it is a very affordable way to find really cute decor items, and a lot of times you can find a lot of unique pieces that you may not find in other stores. So the 5 things that we're going to talk today about, I have my little notes written down. My 5 tips for you guys is going to be about theme, number 1, dimension, number 2, texture, number 3, placement, number 4, and styling, number 5. So those will all make a little more sense as we get into each one, but let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you guys how I style my tiered trays. Okay, so number 1 is theme. This is the first thing that you want to think about when you're picking out items to style on your tray. So you can pick a theme based off of a holiday. This is a great option if you like changing out your decor, you know, for Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. You can definitely style trays based off of holidays. You can also style them based off of seasons. So if you want to do like a spring look, or if you want to do more of a fall look around the fall time, you can definitely do that. Or if you would just like to pick a theme based off of your own personal style, you know, you can base it off of how you're decorating the room that the tray is going to go in. So for me, my tray is going to be going in my kitchen, and I have a very farmhouse slash vintage look to my kitchen is kind of the theme I'm going with. That is why I picked out the tray that's kind of rustic looking. I love the white. I love the distressing on this. I think it fits in well with the vintage farmhouse look, but definitely pick out items that fit your theme. You also want to think about a color palette. So if you're doing like a Valentine's Day theme, you might want to pick 1 or 2 colors, for example, red or pink, and then mix in a lot of neutral colors like white and brown, maybe some wood into the tray. Having a nice color palette just really makes it all look well put together. So for me, I like a lot of neutral colors, as you can see in the items I have here. I have a lot of browns, I have some wood tones and white. I really just like a very like muted neutral palette, but you can definitely go colorful if you want, but I would definitely decide, you know, kind of the color palette you want to go with and how that's all gonna look together before you put it on your tray. So number 2, when picking out your items, is you want to create dimension on your tray. So when looking at your items, you want to pick out some vertical items, you want to pick out some more horizontal items, meaning, you know, taller items, some items that are a little wider in length. You want items of all different shapes and sizes. You can definitely pick out some that are a little more rounded, some square. What this is going to do is just create dimension on each layer and really give it that nice look. If all of your items are the same height and shape, it's really just not going to look as good as it could if you have a lot of multiple shapes, sizes, rounded, squared edges, that kind of thing. That's going to give it that really well put together look. Number 3, when picking out your items, is you want to think about texture on your tray. So by texture, you want to pick out items made out of different materials. So you can see I have some items that are wood here. I have some ceramic items. I have a little bit of metal and tin here. And then I think these pears are made out of like bamboo. So lots of different textures going into my tray. And then another thing you want to create that texture is to pick out something that you can use as a filler. So fillers are something that I definitely recommend when styling your tray. This is an item that you can use to just put in the little gaps around the items. I think what this does is just complete the look of your tray. It fills those little gaps. Items that work great for fillers, like for me, is I picked out a lot of greenery. I really like using greenery as fillers. I think it just completes the look really well. You can also use items like wooden beads. You can use, like Spanish moss grass. That looks really great if you're doing like an Easter themed tray, or if you're doing like the farmhouse look, that also looks really nice. Anything like that, flowers, anything you want to use as fillers to put in between the items. That's also going to give it a very nice textured look. Okay, so on to number 4, we're going to talk about placement of your items on the tray. So first of all, you want to think about where your tray is going to go in your home. So for me, my tray is actually going to be sitting on one of my kitchen counters, and it's going to be up against a wall, kind of in a corner. So you're only going to really be able to see the first half of my tray. There will be walls around the other half of it. And that's really going to change the way that I style this particular tray. So if your tray is going to be out on a countertop, or maybe if you have like a kitchen island or a centerpiece for your table where people can walk around the entire tray and see it from every single angle, you're definitely going to be placing your items a little bit different on the tray. So let me kind of explain what that means. So for me, since you're only going to be able to see like the first rounded half of the tray, I want to face all of my items slightly forward, still following the curve, but that way you can read any of the words on the items and you can see every item clearly. So all of the items on my tray are going to be placed forward like this. Now, this doesn't really look or work that great if you're going to be able to see the tray from every single angle. So in that case, you're going to want to follow the curve of the tray when placing your items. So some will be slightly this way, and then as you're going around the tray, you're going to want to turn them slightly following the curve all the way around. So you can see, like with the words on these, I am just following the curve of the tray. That way it looks good from every single angle. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into styling the tray. So the one thing I really love about this tray that I wanted to mention before we start putting our items on here is I picked this tray out also because it does have the little lip around each little tray here. This is great for holding signs up so that they don't fall off of the tray. It just creates like a little edge here, a little lip that will hold these signs in place. When you have the trays that don't have the little lip here, you really have to think about how each item is going to be able to stand. You may have to put something in front of it just to hold it from sliding off, something like that. I also have 2 children and 2 dogs running around the house, so I want to make sure that nothing falls off my tray and nothing gets broken. So that is one thing to think about when picking out your tray, is whether you want the little lip on here or not. I would recommend having it, but it's definitely not necessary. Okay, so when styling your tray, the easiest way is to pick the biggest items first. So for me, that's my 2 wood items. They're both actually similar in shape as well. They both have the square edges and they're both very large. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these on here first. This one I'm going to place on the bottom of the tray. And again, I'm gonna be styling everything kind of facing forward because my tray is going to be up against a wall. Now with this item, because it is similar color tones, it's the wood and it's similar shape and size, I want to go ahead and place it on the opposite side of the tray, kind of like this. That way they are kind of on opposite sides. One's way down here, one's up here. If you put them, on the same side and too close together, you can see how that just doesn't look as good. So we're just going to set them slightly opposite of each other, and I think that looks really nice. Then you want to go in with anything that's oddly shaped. So I have this butter dish. This butter dish actually came from the thrift store. This is one of the thrifted items I have. It still has the thrift store tag on it. I paid $1.99. I was looking for an all white butter dish. I've been wanting one to put in this tray. I think it looks really nice with the farmhouse look. I liked that this one was just solid white. I like the square edges. This one happens to be a Martha Stewart butter dish, so it's not vintage, but it is really cute and it fits in well with my theme. But since this is such an odd shape, I want to go ahead and get this on the tray. I don't have anything in the middle yet, so I'm just going to put this one here. And I will be taking that thrift store tag off later. Okay, and these two wood pieces, I forgot to mention, these were both signs from Hobby Lobby, the cutting boards from Hobby Lobby. I always try to get the items from Hobby Lobby when they are on sale because they do rotate their sales by department, or I use my daily 40% off coupon that you can access on their website. Every single day you can get 40% off one item, so never pay full price for an item from there. But yeah, so the next thing I want to get on my tray are the jars that have words on them that I really want to be seen. So any items that you really want to stand out. So for me, that's all of these jars that have words on them. So this first one is kind of by itself. These two are sets. So I'm gonna stick it up here because that tray is a little bit smaller and it's easy for this one to just sit by itself. Because these ones are also white, I'm gonna not put them on the second shelf just because you can see I already have a lot of white here and that one's white, so I don't want these sitting directly under it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them over here. Also, by creating some dimension, I'm gonna put one slightly forward, one slightly further back, as you can see. Just scoot this a little bit forward. Okay, so I think that looks nice. So I have them on opposite sides and I'm creating a little bit of dimension there. And then these ones are cream colored. These ones I got from the thrift store. They're vintage. Absolutely love them. One says fresh mustard. The other one says mom's dressing. These were actually made in England. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on the bottom there, but yeah, they're Pearson's Chesterfield. Yeah, it's hard to read. Pearson's Chesterfield on the bottom. So cute. These ones are a little bit cream colored, so I'm gonna set them here. Now, because these are the same height, and again, I want to create that dimension, I would like to just raise one slightly so everything's not so flat right in here. What I did is I grabbed this lid. It is just an old lid from like a candle that was from the dollar store. We're gonna hide this with our greenery so you won't see it, but I'm gonna use this as a little stand underneath one of these just to raise it up slightly. So you can see I just set that under there, set this on top of it, and once we fill that in with our greenery, you won't even see it there, and I'm getting a little bit more dimension on this tray. I forgot to mention these little cute Country Fresh salt and pepper shakers are also from the thrift store. They have been well loved. In fact, this one doesn't even have the cork anymore in the bottom, but I really just picked these up for decor reasons. I don't plan on actually using them, and I think they are perfect. I love the little milk bottle shape to them. So now we're getting into just some more of like our filler items. I have everything that has words or letters on them, everything that I really want seen and showcased on this tray kind of already on there. The rest is just kind of what I'm going to use as fillers. So the first thing I have is this really cute little set of cream and sugar dishes. So with these, I'm kind of going to just fill them in on the back of the tray. You're not going to really see them that well, but you will be able to see them slightly from an angle, you know, when you're walking to the sides of the tray. So you definitely still want to decorate the back of the tray. You don't want to leave that completely open, even if you're going to have a wall back there, because it just looks empty, I guess. So definitely still fill in items back there. I also have this cute little planter. This is just recycled from a little succulent that I had in it that did not survive, so I kept the little planter base just because I really liked the color. And then I just stuck some greenery down in it, and I'm just going to stick that back here for now. We can always play around with things and move them a little bit as we go along. I also have this napkin. So these are the napkins that I use, or the cloths that I use in my kitchen. I love the buffalo plaid. It's just one of my favorite patterns. So I did take one and rolled it up just because I think it fits in with the rest of my theme. And I'm just gonna place that behind the little Country Fresh salt and pepper shakers. I like to hang things off of my tray a little bit. I think that just kind of looks really nice, and again adds a little bit more dimension to your tray. I picked these really cute wooden spoons up at Hobby Lobby. These are part of their new spring line collection, so they're definitely probably still in store if they haven't sold out yet. If you want to go grab some, their spring line is 40% off still, and I just love the look of these cute little wooden measuring spoons. So I'm gonna put these in the front of my tray so that you can easily see them, and again I'm gonna hang them off slightly from my tray. The next thing I have this little give thanks candle holder. Of course, I wouldn't light a candle in this on the tray, but it just makes for a great filler in the back of my tray. This was from Joann's, I think, fall decor last year, so it's just something that I had sitting around the house. I'm gonna put that in the back here. Okay, I'm actually gonna move my creamer up to the second tray, so you guys can definitely play around with the placement of your items. And then I have these pears. So these pears are awesome. They're made out of like a bamboo, I think. I did thrift these as well. Very inexpensive. I think I paid 99 cents for these, and they're absolutely adorable. I love the color of these as well. I think it just adds a nice little pop to the tray. So I'm gonna hang one out slightly so you can see it from behind this sign. And again, I kind of like things sticking out from my tray. And then, let's see, I'm gonna move this again, and I'm gonna put this one up here, sticking out. I really like how that fills in that gap. So I'm just kind of looking for gaps that I want to fill in. So let's move that back over. I'm gonna put my creamer back down here. So you won't really see it in the back, but actually with the creamer, this little metal creamer is doing is it's kind of helping hold that pear in place so that it can lean and stick out. So that is why it's still great to put the filler items back here. And then the last thing I have is this cute little sign. This is also from the Hobby Lobby spring line. This I think was $3.99, and everything from their new spring line is 40% off, so very, very cheap. I picked up two of these cute little tags. This one says family, the other one I have I think says grateful, and I have it on another display in my house. So this one I'm just gonna go ahead and stick kind of over the butter dish, kind of at an angle there. If I can get it at an angle, actually let's put it at an angle this way. There we go. So I think that looks really cute. And then all we have left, guys, is our greenery. And we just need to go ahead and fill that in on the tray, and then the tray is complete. So you can see without a filler, it still looks okay, but this is just gonna really add that texture, that last little bit of touch that's going to make this tray look awesome. So I just have a lot of little pieces of greenery. These are all from Hobby Lobby. These little circles here are from the new spring line. Like I said, everything from the spring line is 40% off, so these were very cheap. That's why I grabbed some, and then I grabbed these little guys, which were also only, I think, like $2.99 or $3.99, and they work great just sticking out of my tray. So yeah, let's go ahead and decorate this. I think for the front here, I definitely want to have one that sticks out right here from the sign. I'm just gonna poke that little guy in there, you can see. And then the other one, let's see, I think I'm gonna stick this one up here, just kind of on the opposite side, since I have two of those longer pieces. And then I have a little piece that fell off, so I'm gonna just put that in the front, maybe here, so they're all kind of in like different little spots. Just a little bit so you can see it. So that's all of that. And then I have these rings. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fill in this front area. You can definitely bend these a little bit so you don't have to keep them in a circle. So I already bent this one because I had it sitting right up here. Like that. So that looks cute. I'm gonna take one and stick it behind my sign so we get a little bit of greenery sticking out of the top here. I still want the T to be visible. Okay, so I stuck one just right in here so it kind of sticks out. I still want the word or T, you know, to be able to be seen. So I was just making sure it wasn't covering up that. You can see a little bit of greenery sticking out there. So then I just stepped back and I was looking at my tray, just kind of seeing where it looked like it needed a little bit more filling. So I'm gonna put another one of these right in here and just kind of shove it down in there just to add a little bit more greenery because it was looking a little bit plain there still, like there was a good little gap. And then just anywhere else that looks like, you know, it may need a little bit of filler to it. So I'm gonna step back one more time and just take a look at the tray. Okay. And yeah, I think I'm gonna stick one right in back here. And yeah, I really like the way that looks. You can definitely play around and adjust things a little bit. All right, guys, so I just took a step back, looked at everything, made any little adjustments that I wanted to, you know, tweaked things here or there until I got the final look here that I absolutely love. Don't be afraid to play with the placement of your items, move them around a little bit until you get that desired look. But yeah, I really liked the end result following, you know, my 5 tips. So we definitely went with a theme and a color palette first. I think this looks great with the farmhouse, you know, vintage look that I'm going for in my kitchen. I love the neutral color palette that I have here. Then we did create some dimension by picking different sized items, some taller items, some shorter items, some rounded items, some items with square edges, really to give us that dimension on our tray. And then the next thing we did was create texture by picking items that were made out of different materials and also adding in a filler. So we used greenery on this tray as a filler. The next thing was thinking about the placement of the tray. So because my tray is going to have a wall behind it, I faced most of my items forward, following just the front curve of the tray so that everything can be seen from this front angle, as you can see here. So I think that looks really nice. And then the final tip was just styling the tray, and I showed you guys kind of how I did that and how I decided where I wanted to place my items, starting with my larger items first, then moving on to any of the items with words or letters on, anything that I really wanted showcased on the tray, and then putting my filler items and my greenery onto the tray. So that is just a little recap for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to see your guys' photos of your styled tiered trays. If you want to pop over to my Instagram and send me your photos, I would love to see them. I'll link my Instagram down below. Definitely show me them once they're finished. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like the way my tray turned out. And yeah, definitely give this video a like on your way out. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That means so much to me. Hit that little bell notification down below so you get notified when I do post new videos. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.